Hi students, in this video I am going to discuss with you isothermal expansion of an ideal gas and the work done in reversible and irreversible isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. Okay. First of all, here we are considering the condition that is isothermal. That is isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. This isothermal process means what? This is a process in which the temperature of the system remains constant. That is delta T is equal to 0 throughout the process. That is the isothermal process. And in a such process, what is happening there? That heat can flow from the system to the surroundings and vice versa. That is, this isothermal condition can be accomplished by keeping that system, our system, in thermal contact with a constant temperature bath. Okay. Here we are calculating the value of delta U, internal energy, enthalpy, heat and work. That is, for the isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, we are finding or we are calculating the value of delta U, delta H, Q and W for this process, that is isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. Okay. First we are calculating the value of delta U. In the previous video, we have already discussed that is for an ideal gas, the internal energy depends only on the temperature and is independent of volume. That is dou U by dou Vt equal to 0 for an ideal gas. Since for an ideal gas, the internal energy U depends only on the temperature, it follows that at constant temperature, the internal energy of the gas remains constant. That means delta U. For an isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, delta U, the value of the delta U is equal to 0. Okay. Since for an ideal gas, the internal energy U depends only on the temperature. That is, it is depending upon the temperature. This isothermal means at constant temperature. The process carried out at constant temperature. The internal energy of the gas remains constant. That is, delta U, the value of delta U will be 0. Okay. Next, we are calculating the value of enthalpy. Enthalpy. This enthalpy we had discussed earlier, that H is equal to U plus PV. Okay. Delta H is equal to delta U plus PV. That is equal to delta U plus delta PV and delta U plus delta P. We have PV is equal to nRT. Substituting that value, and finally delta U plus N R delta T. That is, since delta U equal to 0 and delta T is equal to 0 for an isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. Hence we can say that for an isothermal process, the value of delta H is equal to 0. This delta U is equal to 0 and delta H also 0. And final term, the delta H becomes 0. Okay, that is for an isothermal process, enthalpy change. The value of enthalpy change is 0 equal to 0. Next we are discussing heat. That is, we are calculating the value of heat transferred, that is Q, and work done. That is, we have from first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W. Okay, that is, since for an isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, the value of delta U is equal to 0. And for an isothermal process, hence, the value of work done is equal to negative Q. Okay. When we are substituting the value of internal energy 0 here, we are getting, that is, W as minus Q here. This means that in an isothermal expansion, heat absorbed is used up completely in doing the work of expansion. That is, in an isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, the heat absorbed is used up completely in doing the work of expansion. W is equal to minus Q. The magnitude of W and Q is determined by the manner in which the expansion takes place, that is, reversible or irreversible manner. We had already discussed this earlier, that is, the magnitude of W and Q depends upon what? That is, it is depending upon the manner in which the expansion takes place, whether it is reversible or irreversible. Okay. So, for the isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, we have calculated the value of delta U, delta H, Q and work done. Okay. Next we are discussing the work done in reversible isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. That is, in my earlier video I had already discussed this in detail, so I am not going in detail with this, just explaining. Okay. That is, P minus dP, where dP is an infinitesimally small quantity, since during expansion pressure decreases and volume increases. That is, pressure is decreasing and volume increases. That is, work done by the gas in an infinitesimal expansion is thus given by dW is equal to minus P minus dP into dV. That is, P minus dP is what? That is the P external. That is the value of P external. That is, P external is equal to P minus dP. Okay, that is minus P external dV. And so we can write like this, minus P dV plus dP. That is plus dP, minus into minus, plus dP into dV. Here we are assigning opposite signs for pressure and volume. That is, these two parameters are assigned opposite signs because here pressure decreases and volume increases. Okay. Hence we can write the work done by the gas in an infinitesimal expansion is given by dW is equal to minus P external dV. This minus P minus dP dV. P minus dP means P external. That is the value of P external. So we can write like this, minus P dV plus dP into dV. Here dP and dV is very small, so we can neglect that term. It is ignoring the product dP into dV. We are ignoring this product as both the quantities are infinitesimal. That is, it is very small. Hence, we can neglect that term. This term can be neglected. Okay, hence, dW, the work done is equal to minus PdV. Okay, the total work done on the gas in its reversible expansion from the initial volume V1 to the final volume V2 will thus be the sum of a continuous series of minus PdV terms. That is, here what is happening? The pressure is decreasing gradually during reversible isothermal expansion. And what is happening to the volume? Volume is increasing. Hence, the total work done, we are calculating from V1 to V2. That is, volume is increased from V1 initial to V2. So, we are calculating the total work done. This can be expressed mathematically by W reversible is equal to minus PdV, that is V1 to V2. Then we are integrating from V1 to V2. That is V1, V2, PdV. For an ideal gas, PV is equal to RT and P is equal to RT by V. And we are substituting here, that is RT by dV. As RT we are taking outside, it's a constant, and integrating this. What is the integral of 1 by V dV? That is W is equal to minus RT integrating V1 to V2 1 by V dV. You can write it as dV by V. W is equal to minus RT, that is W is equal to minus RT ln V2 by V1. Since for an ideal gas, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 at constant temperature. Hence we can substitute this V2 by V1 as like this, that is V2, from this equation V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. So V2 by V1 we are substituting P1 by P2. Thus can write this equation, W is equal to minus RT ln P1 by P2. So we have two equations for work done in a reversible expansion. Work done in an isothermal reversible expansion, and hence we have derived two equations for the work done in a reversible isothermal expansion. Okay. For n moles we can write this equation as W is equal to minus nRT ln V2 by V1 for n moles, and W is equal to minus nRT ln P1 by P2. That is, since during expansion V2 is more than V1, that is V2 is more than V1, since during expansion V2 is more than V1, since during expansion V2 is more than V1 and P2 is less than P1. Let me remind once again, that is, since during expansion V2 volume, that is final volume, is more than the initial volume, but pressure is decreasing, hence P2 is less than P1. All of you got the point. That is since during expansion pressure decreases and volume increases. Hence we can say that the V2 final volume is greater than V1 and P2 final pressure is less than P1. Since the pressure keeps on decreasing gradually, can say that P2 is less than P1. Let me remind once again, that is, for an reversible isothermal process, expansion of a gas, Here the volume is increasing and pressure is gradually decreasing. And so we can write that V2 is greater than V1 and P2 is less than P1. Okay. That is, we have to notice one more point, that is for a reversible process. For a reversible process, isothermal reversible process, work done, that is reversible work done, is also maximum work. That is W maximum is equal to W reversible. That is the work done in a reversible process is W maximum. That is maximum work. Hence, using the equation, these two equations, we can calculate the maximum work done by 1 mole of an ideal gas. From this equation, these two equations, we can calculate the work done, maximum work done by 1 mole of an ideal gas in expanding from volume to another. Okay. That is, the work done in a reversible process is maximum work. W maximum means maximum work. Hence, by this equation, we can calculate the maximum work done by 1 mole of an ideal gas in expanding from one volume to another. That is, from these two equations, we can calculate the maximum work done, because in a reversible expansion of an ideal gas, the maximum work is the work done. The work done in a reversible expansion of an ideal gas is the maximum work. Hence, we can calculate the maximum work done by the 1 mole of an ideal gas in expanding from one volume to another. All of you got it? Next, we are discussing work done in irreversible isothermal expansion. That is, in irreversible isothermal expansion, we come across two types of irreversible isothermal expressions. That is, first one, expansion against zero pressure. That is, expansion against zero pressure. That means free expansion. We can call it as free expansion. The first one is the free expansion. Expansion against zero pressure. When expansion is against zero pressure, we can call it as free expansion. There is no work is done. No work is done when a system undergoes free expansion. So, work is equal to minus integral of dW, that is equal to minus P external dV, that is equal to 0. That is, here in this case, P external is equal to 0. That is, here expansion is taking place against zero pressure, hence P external is equal to 0. Hence the work done is 0. That is, the system expands into a vacuum. That is, there are two types of irreversible isothermal expansion. First one is the free expansion. In this case, the expansion is taking place against zero pressure. That is called free expansion, and we can write it as the W is equal to 0. The work done is 0 for such a free expansion. There is no work is done when a system undergoes free expansion. Okay. The second one is the intermediate expansion. What do you mean by intermediate expansion? Expansion against constant pressure. It is expansion against constant pressure. When the external pressure P external is constant throughout the expansion, that is, the expansion against a particular constant pressure, constant external pressure, whose magnitude is less than that of the pressure of the gas inside the container. In the intermediate expansion, P external is less than pressure. Suppose the volume of the gas increases from V1 to V2. That is, here volume of the gas increases from the V1 to V2 against a constant external pressure. Against a constant external pressure. Then we can write the work done is equal to integral of V1 to V2 minus P external dV. You can write this dV as V2 minus V1. On integration, minus P external V2 minus V1. So we can write V2 minus V1 as delta V. That is, since during expansion, as we all know that we have already discussed this part, since during intermediate expansion, P external is less than P, the pressure of the gas inside the container. Hence we can say that the work done during intermediate isothermal expansion is also numerically less than that of the work done during reversible isothermal expansion. We have already discussed this part, that is in the case of that reversible and irreversible process, what is the output of the work done for both cases. Okay. Hence we can conclude this part, that is, since the pressure external is less than the pressure, the work done during the intermediate isothermal expansion is also numerically less than that of the work done during reversible isothermal expansion. Okay.